All right. Hi, everybody. We are back and we are picking up where we left off at, which is page WD 8-6 in your textbook, kind of down at the bottom. And this is where we'll be picking up. All right. So to change a shape's fill and remove the outline. So first thing we need to do is to select our rectangle here, and you can tell from the O's, we call these handles, and that shows that it is selected. All right, so now our drawing tools format tab is showing up. All right, so we want to click on that. All right, and then once we get there, what we want to do is go to the shape fill arrow, which is right located directly under that tab in the styles, shape styles group. And what we want to do here, it shows you already that the color that has been selected for this is orange accent 1 because it's got that red box around it. We want to change that, and we want to go look at the brown accent 5 color. And if okay, there's brown accent 4. If you hover over it again, they'll give you the names. Brown accent 5, that's what we're looking for. So let me click on that. All right, sometimes it's real interesting to do an effect on this. And so what we're going to do, go back to the shape fill arrow again, and we can change underneath the colors. It gives you other options of things that you can do. There's more fill colors, pictures, gradients, and textures. In this particular case, we're going to use a gradient. Okay, and a gradient is where it's darker on one side and it gradually gets lighter or darker depending on which way you're going with it. All right, so what they're telling us to do, that we're going to be in the light variations, which is located right here at the top. All right, so these are our light variations, but what the one they want us to look for specifically is the linear right, and that is on the second row, the very first one on the left. So we're going to click on that, and you can see how it starts darker here and it gradually gets lighter as it goes. All right, so now we want to go back to the shape styles group, and we want to go to shape outline. And we do not want any outline here, so we're going to click no outline, and we are up to speed on that. All right, now we want to fill in a shape with a picture. So I'm looking at this and you're saying, you know, that looks real nice, but that's just not an attention grabber. And we're talking about a rock gym, people who like to climb rocks, really rocks, for exercise and for just the benefits of doing that. So I think we're going to need something a little bit more interesting here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the Drawing Tools Format tab, which is where we already are. We're going to go to the Shape Fill arrow again, and we're going to include a picture this time. So we're going to go here. All right, and I'm going to select it from a file because I'm using a file that they have already given us. So I'm going to go to, because I've already downloaded this, I'm going to go to OST 236, and I'm going to go to this class, and I'm going to chapter 8, and I'm going to data files, and when I get in there, here is my picture. So I'm going to double click on that, and it automatically comes into my document. All right, so we've got that all taken care of. All right, now what we want to do is adjust this picture inside the shape. As you can see here, it is a bit distorted, okay? It's kind of, you see the words, but they're light. You can see everything, but you've got the person. It's hard to even tell exactly what this is. All right, so what we want to do is we want to use in the picture format tools, which we have picture format tools located right here. We're going to go over here and we're going to click the down arrow for crop, which is over in the size group. All right, and then we want to fit it where it belongs. And if you'll notice, it becomes like it fits within from this direction, but it doesn't fill the space. So the next thing that we want to do is take the crop button again, and we want to go to fill, and it's actually going to fill the space that we have selected. All right, so there it is. It's enlarged. to completely fill the width of the shape, the top, the bottom, everything else is cropped off. So that's what's going to happen when you use that crop button. So what we want to do now, it says move the pointer on top of the picture inside the shape. So the top of the picture on the inside of the shape, and the pointer changes to this 4 arrows going in different directions. All right, 4-headed arrow. So you want to press and hold the mouse button and drag the picture down until the top of the picture is aligned with the top of the shape. So we're going to take our picture and click on it, and we're going to come down with it until, again, the top of the picture aligns with the top of the shape of our rectangle. So that's where I'm going to put that. All right, now we can come up here and see that our crop button is still selected. We want to basically unselect it. So all we have to do in order to do that is just click on it. And so now you see Alexander Griffin Rock Gym. All right, now this is where I got a bit confused last time, but I realized what I had done wrong. So we want to change the transparency of the picture and the color of this text. So we want, I think I was in the drawing tools format, and that's the reason why I could not find transparency. But if you go to the picture tools format, okay, and you click on that, and that is where we are. Y'all, oh my goodness. I worked on this last night at home, and this is where it was, and now it is not there on this. It must be this version of Word. That's the only thing I can attest to. Very interesting. All right, so on the picture tools format, which is where I am, we want to click the transparency button in the adjust group, and as we see once again, it is not there. All right, so I guess at this point in time, and it's probably going to show up in MindTap when I submit this, but I'm going to have to click over the transparency. That's interesting because on my computer at home, it's on there. How about that? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and move forward with this. It's not here. It's not in this version of Word. Maybe I need to get an updated version. All right, so what I'm going to do is just kind of click over all of that, or I'm not going to click over. I'm going to skip over all of that, and I'm going to move down to number 3 in this section, and it's telling me to go to the Home tab. What we're going to do here is we're going to work and deal with the font color here. All right, so we want to go to the font group, which is located right here, and we want to go to the font color arrow, and we want to click on brown text 2 darker 50%. So that is actually, you're going to come all the way down, and this is brown text 2 darker 50%, and we're going to click on that, and you can see that that actually fills that space there with that darker colored font. You can certainly see it a whole lot better. All right, next what we need to do is to move all of the text in the document down so that the first line of text in the document is not underneath the rectangle. So it says click anywhere in the paragraph that begins with participant's name. So I'm going to go right there at the very beginning, and then I'm going to press the up key 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, and from here the insertion point is in the first paragraph, which is actually behind the rectangle, but you can't see it. So on the ribbon, we want to click the layout tab. So we're going to do that. Once we click the layout tab, we want to go to the paragraph group, which is located right here. And we want to change the value in the before box. Okay, we have after at 8 point. So we're going to come up here at the before, and we're going to go to 114. All right, 114 point. And then what we want to do is click enter. And it actually, you can see what was once behind that box is now underneath it. All right, now I want you to pay attention to this because I actually did it wrong initially, but I don't want to go back and change that. But what this should have been saved as was a template. So I'm going to go File, Save As, and I'm going to go put it in my, I'm going to browse, put it in my OST 236 folder. I'm going to put it in the 2020 fall class, Chapter 8, textbook project. Okay, now this is the exact same name. This says Word document. We need to change this to a template. So what you're going to do is do a scroll down this box, and you'll see all of these different ways that you can save this document as. One of those options is a Word template. So I'm going to click Word template, okay, and we are going to save this document as a template. All right, and we have done that. All right, at this point in time, I'm going to stop and we will pick up at the next section. Thanks.